we are going to take a look at two control buttons on your browsing window. The back button and the forward button. Before we can explain the concepts of these two buttons, we must carry out a basic search, click a few hyperlinks, and then introduce those buttons. So to start with, we're going to carry out a search for RTE News. The hyperlinks are returned. The hyperlink we're going to click is this hyperlink, latest breaking news. And we're now on the RTE News hyperlink, latest breaking news, where you can see the latest daily news. We're now going to follow one or two different hyperlinks. So let's take a look at sport, for example. One click takes us to the sports section. We're going to take a look at entertainment by clicking the entertainment link. One click. And finally, we'll now take a look at the hyperlink lifestyle. So we're going to click the lifestyle hyperlink. And we're now taken to the lifestyle section of RTE News. So we've followed 3 or 4 different hyperlinks. Lifestyle, entertainment, sport, and news was the first hyperlink we landed on from Google. So now let's take a look at these two control buttons, the backward and the forward button. The backward button, when clicked, takes you back one page in browsing history. The forward button takes you forward in your browsing history, one page at a time. So let's begin by clicking the back button once and see where it takes us. If you recall, we're on lifestyle, and entertainment was the page we were on before lifestyle. So if we click the back button, it should take us back to the previous page we viewed. So we're going to give one click now. And sure enough, it took us back one page in our browsing history, which was entertainment. If you recall, the page before that was the sports hyperlink. So by pressing the backward button, it should take us back to the hyperlink we pressed before entertainment. So we'll click that now. And that is sport. And if you recall, when we started out on the news hyperlink. So by pressing the back button another time, that should take us back to the news hyperlink. So we'll click that now back once. So the back button takes you back one page at a time in your current browsing history. So by pressing the back button again, if you recall, we started in Google. So we'll press the back button again. And sure enough, we're back to Google, where we started. The forward button takes you forward from whence you came in your browsing history. So if you recall, we did click this news hyperlink. So by pressing the forward button, it should take us forward to the first hyperlink we clicked from our Google search, which was the RTE latest breaking news. Let's give one click just to identify that. And sure enough, it's taken us to the RTE News hyperlink. And again, if you recall, we then went on to sport, entertainment, and lifestyle. So let's just identify how the forward button works. So by pressing the forward button, it takes us forward from where we came from, which was sport. Pressing the forward button again takes us forward to where we came from originally, which was entertainment. And finally, if you recall, we ended on lifestyle. So by pressing the forward button again, it should take us to the lifestyle hyperlink. And it did. What you may note now is the forward button is grey. This means you've gone as far forward as you went in your history. Another feature I'd like to cover with you is if you hold your mouse click on the backward button or forward button. It allows you to choose a specific page from your browsing history. So let's try that now by holding the mouse click down on the back button. So I'm going to hold my mouse click down. 1, 2, 3, click and hold. The red circle on my mouse pointer identifies that the mouse pointer is still being pressed. I'm going to release it now. Take my mouse pointer after releasing my mouse button down to the specific hyperlink that I wish to choose. In this example, if you recall, we started on RTE News, but there's some previous browsing history that I looked at before we started this video. So for example, I can go straight to Kerry College Further in Education and Training from previous history of today's browsing. So I'm going to give one click there, and that takes me straight to that previous browsing history from today. The forward button works in the same manner. Again, if you wish to choose a specific web page from this session's browsing history, instead of clicking to find that specific web page from your browsing history, click and hold the mouse pointer down. And by holding the mouse pointer down, you will see the options available from our history for today's browsing session. Again, the red circle represents my mouse pointer is still being held down, which displays the browsing history. I'm going to release my mouse pointer now, and we can identify the last time I visited this page, kerrycollege.ie. The next page I went to was Kerry ETB, followed by What Do We Do, followed by Our Team, followed by Google, followed by the initial search that started this video off, and ending in Lifestyle, which was as far forward as we went in this browsing history. So let's go as far forward as we went, and we're going to click that once now. And that takes us to the Lifestyle hyperlink within the RTE News. So just to recap, the backward button takes you back one page at a time by clicking on it from where you came from in that browsing history. Entertainment, click again, sport, click again, news, click again, the original Google search. The forward button does the reverse, takes you back from whence you came in history. So the forward button clicked once, takes you to the RTE News website. Click it a second time, it takes you to sport. A third time, entertainment. A fourth time, and lifestyle. And remember, the grey button means there's no more forward history. That's as far as you went in this browsing history. And again, as a final recap, to select specific pages from today's session browsing history, you click and hold the backward or forward button down. You then release the mouse pointer and choose the specific web page you wish to go to. For example, Kerry ETB, What We Do.